The ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict efforts for a ceasefire appear to have yielded little progress as the Israeli military claims to have divided the Gaza Strip. Meanwhile, US military has announced sending nuclear submarine to the Middle East stretches from northeast Africa across the Middle East to Central and South Asia. US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, who is on his third visit to the Middle East, arrived in Turkey after an unannounced stop in Iran. Turkey's President Erdogan has been highly critical of Israel's actions in Gaza, suspending communications with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and recalling in fact the ambassador. On the ground, the Israeli army reported significant strikes, further escalating the violence, and the Israeli government also faced criticism when Minister Amichai Eliyahu suggested the use of nuclear weapons in Gaza, leading to his suspension by Prime Minister Netanyahu. Now, amid the turmoil, medical supplies were airdropped into Gaza by the Jordan Air Force, which decided to bypass Israel's air embargo. The situation in the region remains volatile, with the international community striving to find a path to peace.
We're working very hard to make sure that the conflict in Gaza does not escalate, does not spread to other places, whether it's here, whether it's elsewhere in the region. This is the very vital and urgent work of American diplomacy. Israel's raised important questions about how humanitarian pauses would work. We've got to answer those questions. We're working on exactly that. In fact, we agreed that our teams would get together, and they're doing just that, including today, to work through the specifics, the practicalities of these pauses.
My colleague Pradeep Jatta joins us on the broadcast with more information on this from Israel. Pradeep, you've been covering this conflict from the day it started, and now Israel is continuing its offensive. It has in fact claimed to have divided Gaza into two. What's the latest plan by Israel, and what does it plan to do next? If you can just get us an idea of what the next few days of the conflict will look like.
See, next few days of the conflict is going to be very crucial because already it has been made clear by the Israeli Defense Forces that they have almost split Gaza into two. One is the northern side and another is the southern side. Northern side is the one which they have properly encircled, and they are trying to ensure that they are going to penetrate deep inside, because in the coming days they are going to launch a final assault in that area so that they are able to wipe out those Hamas terrorists. They are right now, see, they are looking for two men. One is the Yahya Sirawan, who is considered to be Osama bin Laden of Palestine. Then they are looking for Mohammed Daif. He's the man who had orchestrated that October 7 attack, and he's considered to be Baghdadi of Palestine, because once the two leaders are eliminated, and that means that way they will be able to script a success story in that region. But there are so many challenges also. We have seen that many a times their tanks also come under heavy rocket fire. During the last 3-4 days, the rocket attacks from the Hamas as well as Hezbollah side have also increased, because it is a war against three edges. They are fighting. One on the southern side, it's Hamas. On the northern side, from Lebanon, it's Hezbollah. And then they have got from the Yemen side, it's Houthi. And all these three edges are united and connected through another edge, that is the hate that they are carrying in their hearts for Israel and Jews. So right now it's going to be a decisive phase, because the war is already entered into a decisive phase. In the meantime, the world is really concerned about the humanitarian aid. We have seen that Anthony Blinken, who is right now traveling to different places, he had been to West Bank. There was a surprise visit. Then he went to Iraq also. He is discussing about various means how to ensure that humanitarian pause is there to be so that the humanitarian aid can reach. Because even America has ruled out any kind of a ceasefire at this moment, because Arab world had been insisting upon the ceasefire in this region, but America had also said that this will give a chance for them to regroup. But so far as Israel is concerned, the Benjamin Netanyahu Prime Minister has already made it clear that there can't be any ceasefire unless and until Hamas really decides to hand over all those hostages, because still 240 people are in their captivity, and it's for the last 1 month, and the family members had been sitting on protest. They want their family near and dear one back. It was on October 7th. They had intruded into this. Had intruded exactly 1 month is complete, and the family members are looking for their near and dear one. All they know that they received one WhatsApp message or one phone call when they were taken hostage, and since then they have not heard anything from their side. Many of them are ailing. Some of them are having some chronic ailments also. They are concerned about whether they are getting medicine or not. But so far as war front is concerned, because Israeli Defense Forces have already made up their mind, because
right, Pradeep, our focus continues to be on what's happening in Israel, and of course you're getting us all the ground reports with all the details of what's happening over there as we continue to keep a close eye on the conflict. Shifting